Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gaming Droid, and in this episode we're going to be looking at CardHunters. CardHunters is a free-to-play game which runs off a tile-based, turn-based, card-drawing combat mechanic. It is based on an idea of a tabletop RPG or a tabletop role-playing game, and then it uses the card-drawing mechanics and the tile-based mechanics to work it. So let's just do... YouTuber. Oh, that's a little bit loud. Let's just tweak those down a little bit. Let's see if that is something that's workable. So, terms of service acceptable. So, this is Dungeon Master, and he will tell us that we are going to be going to Greenfang's challenge, which his older brother tells him is wonderful. And he just tells you the story, gives you the little bits of fluff text. So here we are into our first mechanics session, and it's your training session. So on the top left you have the chat log, you then have the world log and the battle log. We each have stars and we need to fill out our stars to win. Pretty simple. Each of your characters has their own separate deck based upon the kind of character they are and what equipment they're carrying. And you draw cards. Red cards are attack cards, green is shielding, grey is armour, light grey are heals and clerical spells, and the blue cards are your movement cards. You are guaranteed per round to draw at least one movement card, and a round is a lot longer than you'd think. Basically, we take it in turns, me and then my opponent, whether it's a real person in the multiplayer or the computer, take it in turns to play a single card each. We keep playing one card each in turn from any of our characters, until we run out of playable cards or until one of us chooses to pass, at which point the other person gets to continue playing cards until they run out of playable cards, and then we end the round. And at the end of that round, once we've all played all the cards we want to, then we have our section where we can draw new cards. So let's see. So right clicking shows you the card. So as you can see, blocking cards, movement cards, and attacking cards. Add 3 to block rolls against this attack. So the cards have different special abilities. The flaming one, burst 2 and burn 2. Burst 2 means it affects an area of 2 around the outside of where you land it, and burning means it does 2 burning damage per round for 1 round. So let's move our cleric forward first. He moves forward. So he had a group move which allowed him to move all 3 lizards, because the 3 lizards are under a single action. Attacks won't come from all 3 of them, but the movements will. So let's walk and... If you run out of cards to play, you can pass, and if you pass enough times it will end the round. So let's arc like this. The ambient sounds, or the sort of sounds of actions, are a little bit high still, so let's drop that down a little bit. Let's see if that works better. So he teleports in. We are going to do a reaching swing on him because he has some magical spells. Now, this is a good time to throw this out, because although it will catch my own character, which will inflict him with burning, I can catch pretty much all of them with it. And that's going to do a lot of damage and burn out a few of my opponents as well.
Whoa!
I successfully block, so the block's based on a roll of a dice. Let's heal up. And I'm going to keep those chops and I'm going to pass, because the chops deal damage to up to 2 opponents. So I have to select one of my 3 cards to discard, so I'm going to discard the armor because I'm going to chops. Now we're going to move up. And we're going to hope this guy moves into us. There we go. So now we should be able to put both of them into the job. So as you can see, quite simple, easy mechanics.
Victory! Yay!
So at the end of the round, we get a chest, we open the chest, and we receive a bonus award. Still, those ambient sounds are really loud. I wonder why the... Is it set by the general volume? Possibly. So as you can see, this is how your deck is determined. So this is your deck mechanic. Each weapon has certain items, and as you move items in and out of your inventory, you'll gain and lose cards here at the bottom. And these are the cards you can draw from your deck. The fact that I'm a dwarf means I always have walking cards, which means that I will always receive at least one walk. And then the elf and the human also receive specific movement cards based upon their race. The fact that I'm a warrior means that I can equip certain items and a certain number of items. So I can equip 3 weapons in the end as a warrior. Now this is the tutorial, so they load you up. A bit more fluff, telling us that Green Fang has arrived, and we go into a battle with a large character. Now this is one of the things where it starts to get much more tactical. I have an ability called Teleport Other. Now, I could throw attacks at him from a long range way, but that would mean having to walk my very slow dwarf in. But I could teleport my dwarf up to go and fight him. I could have also teleported him down to meet me. So he's thrown an acid jet out, which has put effects on the tiles, which means that if I'm sitting in there at the end of a turn, then I'm going to be taking damage. So instead I'm going to be running through the combat rounds, making sure my dwarf stays alive. I'm going to move this guy up to here. I'll cleanse out that to get rid of the acid. I'll inspire my dwarf. So he gains the attack skill. So this is a skill card and it gives you something you can do. So draw a card and discard cards until you get an attack card. Repeat this until you've drawn 2 attack cards or drawn 6 cards total. So I come up with 2 attack cards, and this allows me to extend my round with useful things. So I'm standing in acid, so I'm going to move one to the right, and that pretty much brings my round to an end. So the acid spread a little bit, but that's fine. Team shift, move all other allies. So you come up here, you come around here, and you come around here to make sure that the pedestal isn't blocking my line of sight for spells. Boiling armour. Target character discards all armour cards. And you see, it's just a case of... The early matches are much simpler than the later matches. It's just a case of picking the right target and the right cards to work with. Now here's where the story takes the interesting little twist that of course it has to, because it can't leave you with the maxed out characters. So here's Melvin, our DM's brother, older brother. So telling us that we are the wrong way, it's the wrong way to do it, and we are doing this the very wrong way, so we have to do it properly. And this leads us out to the campaign map. So the campaign map has taverns where you can go and buy things and collect party members. And it also has battles. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to take a elven warrior. And the reason we take an elven warrior, in my opinion, is that elves have the run card and warriors are melee fighters. So it's better to have an elven warrior. Toad. It's better to have an elven warrior than it is to have a dwarf warrior, because they just move faster. And then we have our turn-based combat. So the way the monetization works in this game is that you can buy into particular adventures, which cost you money. You can also buy into the premium service or the premium version. And the premium service or premium version of this game allows you to basically gain additional stuff. Now it's not stuff that you would... It's not super powerful, it's not OP stuff. It's stuff that you can gain through random chance anyway. But it allows you to progress further by gaining lots of equipment faster, by gaining more equipment faster than you would necessarily otherwise. Now, the other thing about Premium is that, as I said, you buy your way into adventures. So certain adventures are unlocked for free, other adventures you gain access to by paying for them. Now, in my opinion, the combination of the club, the Adventurers Club, which is what gives you the club rewards, so I'd gain an additional item there. as an extra reward. That, combined with the buying into adventures, is perhaps a little bit over the top. But then I find that an awful lot of free-to-play games tend to be over the top. They tend to be too much stuff to spend real money on. So I'm selling my stuff that I don't need, and I'm going to buy myself an axe, which gives me some chops and some weak chops and some weak strikes to add to my deck. So as you can see, as I level up, I'll gain more equipment slots and more item slots, and later on I'll gain orbs that allow me to produce epic or use epic powers. I can join the club to gain extra rewards during battle, and I can pay for pizza slices, which allows me to buy club equipment and things like that. And later on it will allow me to gain access to other things. So while wrong button. So while it's that, let's go and return to map. Exit. Okay, so it's not letting me go back to the selection screen for my account. It has no way of exiting out to the account selection screen because that just quits the game. Okay guys, so I will be back in a second. Hello everyone and welcome back, and we will be logging into a different account just so that I can show you a little bit further down the line and a few different things. So there is a multiplayer game, and it is literally just a collection of pre-made bits and pieces, places you can buy equipment, places you can get different artifacts, and then it's a tournament and ranked matches as well. So that's the multiplayer. It's tournament ranked matches. And this is the campaign map. So as you can see, I can replay old levels to gain new items, and there's places I can gather chests, and there's places where I can buy and sell equipment, and then there are these locked out levels which I can purchase access to with pizza. You do gain a little bit of pizza as you play the game. You do gain a little bit of pizza as you play the game. They will give you bits of pizza as you complete certain milestones and things. And you can use the pizza to unlock. So the main item I will be getting from this campaign is the Woundholm's Wand, or Woodholm's Wound, which is a dagger, obviously. And this is the Defense of Woodholm bundle, and it's for 40 pizza. And 40 pizza would be 100 slices of pizza plus 11 treasure hunt adventures and 1 month in the club for $19.99, or 330 slices of pizza for $9.99. So this gives you access to a group of adventures and gives you 100 slices of pizzas and some extra pictures, some extra images for your characters. These just give you pizzas. Again, like the fact that it goes up to 3,800 pizzas for $100, I think that I understand that they have to take things quite far because not everyone who plays a free-to-play game will pay, and they have to be able to sustain themselves and they have to be able to pay for the creation of the game. But the idea of anyone selling $100 worth of a expendable in-game currency, it just rubs me the wrong way a little bit, because to me it's like, how do you sort of normalize that? It's a nice game and it's certainly worth spending some money on to support it, but is it really worth spending $100? And then there's all sorts of different things. The Citadel bundle includes some sort of spacey adventures, and hence the spacey sort of sci-fi style cards. This one includes some more of the kind of Aztec-y style images and some more sort of Aztec-y style cards. And the AI bundle includes the Treasure Hunters decks and hard mode adventures. And then all of them include time in the club, which gives you extra items. So just to round up, it's a card-based, turn-based strategy game. It's a lot of fun. The free-to-play model is okay. I think they go a bit far with it, but then most free-to-play games do. In fact, all free-to-play games go a bit far with their pay model. But you don't need to pay to enjoy the game. It's a single-player game for the most part, which means pay win isn't really a thing, and you can just jump in and have some enjoyable card-based deck building and character fighting and turn-based fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you again next time. Bye.